Hey everyone, welcome back. Apologies for the technical difficulties. Hopefully you are still here hanging out with us. We are here with Alma Kamal. Welcome back.
Thank you.
A nice little break. So if you are just tuning in, it is Editorial Design Week here on Adobe Live, and Alma is working on a zine all about cats. We had some nice cat conversation during the break, and we were just about to do our chat and win, actually. So let's jump into that. One of you lucky viewers are going to be winning an amazing InDesign page and an InDesign sticker. All you have to do is be logged in on Behance. So if you're chatting with us, you're already logged in. If you're not, go ahead and chat with us and let's ask them a question that they can answer. What should we ask them? Like a design question or a cat question?
Do you have anything in mind?
We could ask, if Pablo Picasso was a cat, what color would he be? That's my question. Answer us in the chat or ask Alma any kind of design question, and we'll be back in a minute. Welcome back. All right, so we have some names in the chat, or colors. Voodoo Val says Picasso would be blue if he was a cat. Agnes says orange. What other colors? Pink. So green, says Tiffany. Grape. He would be grape colored. He would be grape colored flavor. That's awesome. Blue and red. Nice. Thank you for answering our questions. Appreciate it. One of you will be chosen to win the amazing swag pack. Crop pin belongs right here or here on the shoulder pad, perhaps. That could come back in style. Who knows? And also an InDesign sticker. Congrats to whoever wins. We will know soon enough. Anita says teal.
How would we know though?
You know, it's a rhetorical question.
Exactly.
Or is it? Maybe that's what the zine is about. It's gonna let us know what color he'd be.
Water.
Watercolored. Whoa. Okay, we got greenish bluish, rainbow, lilac, mauve, teal. Anita's guessing a lot of colors. What do you think? What color would he be?
Lilac sounds nice.
Yeah. He'd be a nice lilac American short hair. Or I guess he wouldn't be American. We have a winner. Would you like to read the name? If you can't read it, let me know.
Hector Lira?
Hector, you have won. Congratulations. Hector's one of our near and dear Adobe Live friends. Woohoo, you've won the InDesign pen and the InDesign not pencil sticker. That's what my brain is today. He says, what? Yay, congrats, Hector. Thanks everyone for sticking around for our little break, and we're gonna jump in to what you were working on previously.
And now I can take off these glasses.
Very official.
So, I was designing the margins, the footers of this document.
Your favorite part?
My favorite.
Apparently.
And so I have a bunch of different things here. So I have the name of the magazine, the issue, my name, and then the folio. And the only reason I'm putting too much information is because like this is a personal thing of mine that I really, really love.
Yeah.
The margins. So
Right.
I think it could be like a really interesting part of the document, so I always like give it more attention.
Yeah, I don't think I can think of any publications that have really filled out margins like this. That's pretty cool.
They have to be like pretty design oriented for that to happen.
Definitely.
Yeah, that is not working.
And when you said the folio, is that like the page number?
Yeah.
Okay. The more you know. Ooh, Rob, that's a good name for the publication. The Scratching Post.
I know, right?
The
I saw it
Washington
earlier.
Post.
It's
Cool.
so funny.
Manicured paws. I need a manicure for my paws.
Manicured paws.
I'd take that. And I think we've decided on copycat. Catalog was good. We're all full of cat puns. Love it. And if you are just tuning in with us, we also like to do challenges each day during our live streams. So if you want more info on the challenge for today, go to the challenge tab. It's up here above the chat pod. Click on it and you will know that today we invite you to create and share a business card for yourself or a fictional company. So we have a template for you if you would like to use it, but if you're feeling feisty, you do not have to use it. All we ask is that you use one of the 665 new fonts from Monotype that are now available on Typekit. There's a link to that in the challenge tab. There's the link to the template. And when you're done, you will upload to our WooBox form. There's a link for that as well. And we'll be looking at that in about 50 minutes. So we already have some submissions for this segment, and it is the last segment of the day. So if you've been working on your submission all day, make sure you get it submitted in the next 30 minutes or so, or it won't matter. So please get it submitted. She's still deep in those margins.
It's all downhill from here.
Oh no, just gonna stay here for the rest of the stream. You're like, what? It's my favorite part.
I know, right? I also wanted to do this thing which is kind of like, you know when you swipe left and right and... I don't know why it's not... Okay.
There we go. So you want it, is it gonna be a swiper?
It's not, it doesn't really work, it's just like a visual element, but to show that we're... Because I wanted to use a lot of elements like from digital and the internet.
Yeah, right. I remember.
I think this should be the one because then this is the page that we're on.
Cool. I like that. That's kind of like a new age internet element. Swiping.
Swipe.
Swiping, no swiping. And you can tell that Alma knows a lot about printing and what it takes to send something to print and have it come back successfully in setting up documents.
Hopefully.
Yeah, right. So if you have questions, please feel free to ask them, or just about the experiences you've had in the past. If you have questions about getting into the industry or school, let us know. We're here to help.
Not gonna do margins anymore for now.
Okay. You'll come back to it when things get slow.
Okay, so a brief history and then...
Oh, Karsten says that their style of work is very similar to yours.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so it's really cool to see it in action. Yeah, Eric, swiping in print. So Alma was talking about how in a lot of zines, it's kind of popular to use like computer-like graphics, for example, like computer windows, but printed that have like a little X in the corner and the drop shadow. So kind of just trying to integrate those web or net graphics into print. Oh, Kevin, that's a great question. I'll ask Alma. What do you think about business cards? Do you think they're still necessary with the digital age?
Not at all.
Not at all? Okay, so you don't have them?
Nope. Only if I have to.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was saying that I've been to quite a few conventions, and that's when it's been really helpful to just like give someone your contact info super quickly, even if it just has my Instagram hashtag on it or like my handle. It's like, this is how you find me. Boom. Now they can't forget it. Yeah, Voodoo Val says I have business cards for conventions. Nice. So what do you think the digital version of a business card is?
Add something.
Yeah. Here's my @ Don't @ me. Rob says only at big events. Gotcha. And specifically for the challenge, even if you're not going to use a business cards are really great exercises in graphic design. It's little bits of information, but all of them are very important. Mm-hmm. So how do you kind of organize them in a hierarchy that will make it memorable? Anita says, when I'm not carrying my business cards, someone always asks for one. Talk about being perverse. That stinks, Anita. You gotta always have them in your back pocket. I like to use other kinds of like takeaways as business cards. So like you make stickers or you make temporary tattoos or something that still have your info on it, like your @ but it's not just a business card that someone might throw away.
It's gotta be something that people are gonna use and not just like throw away.
Yeah, definitely. In California, tote bags are cool because don't have any plastic garbage or grocery bags. Gotta use those reusable ones. Tote bags are always nice. Okay, so you're actually laying out copy now.
Yeah, trying.
And are you still setting up styles, or are you just kind of fixing the ragging and etc.?
There's a lot of unnecessary spaces between paragraphs, so I'm trying to get rid of those for now.
Yeah.
And I think I'm gonna go back to styles later.
Okay, cool.
Because for now I just did 2.
Yeah, that's all you need for now.
And this is actually a lot of copy, so I might end up cutting some of it out. Let's look at some of the pictures that I downloaded from Adobe Stock.
Ooh, Adobe Stock, you say? Oh my gosh.
Look at that one.
Look at his nose. Oh, gray cats, spotty cats. This one.
Isn't it the cutest thing in the world?
It's so soft. It's so fluffy. I'm gonna die.
I know. Remember that movie?
I remember that movie.
I love that movie.
Okay, are you a fan of Minions?
The first one? Yep.
Okay.
The other ones were like...
No. Yeah, I'm a Despicable Me fan, but I can't say Minions are my friends. Not a fan of the minis.
Did you know that their voices were done by people, like 2 guys, I think, who are in their 50s?
Really?
Yeah.
Why am I not surprised, like, when you think about it? It's like, yeah, that seems about right, actually. Oy.
I am so not in love with this.
No? What's the story? Why don't you like it? Whoa.
Well, so far, might end up changing the typeface for this. I think it was accidents that I used. It's because, I don't know if it's my screen. My screen is connected to the big one, so the quality is different, but it looks a little bit, the text looks a little bit too heavy.
Okay.
Can you see that as well, or is
So you're talking about the body copy or the title?
Everything. It looks a little bit like horsey.
Yeah, it might be just the quality of your monitor at the moment.
Okay.
But it's hard. Have you ever done like Shift W to see the preview?
Yeah.
Maybe that'll help.
Is that what you mean, or oh, this one?
Does that help at all?
Yeah, that helps a little bit.
Just a little. Just a little bit. Why cats rule the world, not just the internet. Yeah, Anita. So Anita says that she's going to create a digital business card for your phone. And Anita, I'm interested to know how you would, or how you're thinking that you would like share it. Would you like airdrop it to someone, or maybe just post it on your Instagram? Let me know. Because I think that's a cool idea. Everybody's on their screens these days. But how would you give it to someone? Oh, Val says a lot of people at conventions have a little post on their table that people can take a picture of when they run out of cards to give out. Nice. So it has all of their info. How are you feeling about this typeface compared to the other one?
This typeface is nice.
Yeah, I like it. Feels more zine-esque to me. Zine-y.
I think we need some color.
Ooh, yes, please. Oh, I forgot about our color palette.
I know, right? I think we already picked, right?
Oh, yeah. We picked. Everybody. It was unanimous. Is there a cat pun in the word unanimous? Nope, I don't think so. I'm reaching. Cool, so you're gonna make a little color palette.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yes. I don't know why this is not working for me today.
The duplicate?
You know, the drag.
Why?
They're disappearing.
Oh, nice.
Don't do this to me.
Sometimes in design, it's just like, I'm gonna make you work for it. I'm not your friend. I love that pink.
Okay, so did they get added to the swatches panel? Nope. I'm gonna add them manually.
Cool. So you're deleting all of the default ones.
Yep.
And then how do you add them?
You just add, like you click on it, double click, and then add RGB swatch.
Perfect.
I don't know if there's a shorter way to do this. If you guys know, let us know.
Right. The only other way I can think of is you just like click on your little foreground color and like drag it into your swatches panel, but I don't think that's any quicker. I thought that was how you could do it. Maybe not. Maybe that's in Illustrator and Photoshop.
Okay.
IDK, ID cat. And we have about 35 minutes until we're going to be looking at your submissions for the challenge today. If you're just tuning in with us, I'm here with Alma Kamal, working on a cat zine. Ooh, that pink. That already makes it better.
I know, right?
I think so. And that blue. So as you can see, this cat zine is coming along swimmingly. There's got to be a cat pun there too. And if you want to be designing alongside us, take part in our challenge. You've got 33 minutes left to design your business card for yourself or for a fictional business. Just have some fun practicing some design skills with a really well-known format, which is a business card. We have a template for you in the challenge tab, and just make sure that you use one of the new over 600 fonts from Monotype on Typekit. They're beautiful. You'll probably recognize a few. There's some big ones in there. Yeah, people are liking the blue and the pink.
Cool. Now we jump to cats and paintings.
Haha, the best kind of cats. The best kind of paintings. Ooh. Whoa. They all have a similar color feel to them. I like it.
I didn't notice.
Kind of like yellowish.
Let's put a background color to them.
Let's do it. Ooh, a dark one.
Oh, no. That's just the default one.
Oh, okay. I was like, wow, that's going to print. Crazy. I like the yellow, though. That's cool. Oh, Rob, that's a good name for the catalog or the zine as well. Pounce! Exclamation point.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's got some energy to it. Sounds very zine-esque. Goodbye, work.
Maybe we should save at this point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Probably. When I was streaming with Marta earlier, once we got off stream, she looked at me and she's like, I didn't save. I was like, you are lucky. Retro. Voodoo Val says, I literally just painted a cat recently. I'm so into this. Val, where is this cat? Where can we see it? Have you posted it?
I know.
Or is it for your private collection?
And can we play with it?
Yeah, bring it to life, please, with AR. Cool, so you're copying those two little styles, bringing them down.
And I'm gonna add the names of these paintings.
Nice. That would actually be funny if you kept it as like the JPEG name. That's very net. It's very internet-y.
That's true. Should I do that?
What do you think, chat? Should we keep it as the actual formal name of the painting, or should it be like underscore this dot JPEG? I know what I want. Young lady holding a cat. Have you ever seen those Renaissance paintings of ugly babies? This reminds me of it.
Where can we see it?
Google. Yeah, Hector likes the JPEG idea, but Leslie likes the formal names. Leslie or Hector, who's right?
I mean, Hector's a winner today, so
That's true.
we're gonna go with Hector.
Okay.
Sorry, Leslie.
Sorry, Leslie, next time. Eric says, my baby is loving the cat. Cute little kitty. Oh, look at that little guy.
Nobody has sent us any pictures of cats yet.
Mm-mm.
Or can they not do that?
They can't. So
They
that's
can't.
probably why.
Okay.
But maybe they'll do their business cards based off of cat pictures. Let's see. I'll refresh our submissions so far. Any cat submissions? No. I am disappointed.
I know.
But I understand. You need to make a business card for yourself, and you are not a cat.
What about your cat? What if your cat needs a business card?
Like, there are famous cats on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely need business cards for them.
Some cats are more famous than their owners.
Oh, yeah. For sure. So I have a dog, and I always joke that he needs to be Instagram famous so that he can pay his rent. You need to pull your weight, bud.
That's so cute.
You could do it. AKA, I could do it.
Is he a fat cat? Dog?
No.
Oh,
He's very fit. He's very handsome.
No.
Give me a fitness model.
Nobody wants those.
Aw. Alma. You've never even met him. You're right.
You're quitting already?
Yeah. I know the name of the game. Nobody wants a fit dog on Instagram. Only want derpy dogs, fat dogs. It's a hard life.
Oh, that's too many words.
That's a lot. It sure is a lot. It's kind of ironic. I don't know. It's kind of funny.
I know, right?
Kevin says, cats on canvas. That's nice. Cats in paintings, cats on canvas. If you're not digging the JPEG, my feelings will not be hurt. Hector's will, though. Nice. We have about 27 actually minutes until we're going to be looking at our challenge submissions. We only have 4 submitted so far, so if you want to get yours submitted, we will have the last about 20-ish minutes of the stream to be giving you feedback on your designs, doing some critiquing. It'll be really nice, really fun. Esther's submitted. Let's see who else has. Anita has. Nice job, everyone. Manuel, Viba.
Ooh, Viva's an interesting name.
Yeah, VIBHA. Very cool. So get your submissions in. This is the last stream of the day, and one person from all of the streams will be chosen to go home with a free year of Creative Cloud. I'm excited to see this actually like printed out.
I want to do that, but I think by the time we're done, like, there won't be live anymore, so
Oh,
I want to
that's
how to show
true.
it.
It's just for you, just for your private collection.
Something bugging me over here.
Oh, what is it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Being a designer is hard.
Yeah, a lot of the times you're just like, I don't know how to fix it, but it's wrong.
I know.
Ooh. It's interesting.
You like it?
I do.
Okay.
Okay. What I say goes. Ooh, Rob says, what's a cat's favorite handbag? I have an idea about what it is. It's a purse. Oh, no.
Oh.
He says Kate Spade.
Oh.
We already made a David Spade joke. That's Spade last name. I thought he was just going to say a purse. Kate Spade purse. There you go.
That is too much text.
How do you
For a
decide?
zine.
Okay, so for a zine, it's too much.
Yeah.
Too serious.
Maybe we're gonna chop some of it off.
See ya.
I can jump from one of the articles and do what would cats say. I think
Yeah.
that would be a cool one.
I'm excited to hear from beyond the grave. What do cats say?
Hopefully not beyond the grave.
I know. Beyond the language barrier, I guess. So did you write these or did you find these? Did you interview cats?
I don't own any of the things.
So you don't own a cat translator?
Hello,
The man behind the curtain. I like this. I can feel the icy grip. It is from beyond the grave. I told you.
How did you know?
I'm a cat. I know how it goes. Cats are so weird. Strange little dudes. Oh, nice. So you're taking the text that was cut off, dragging it into another column. Boom.
I think it's a little bit too big though, because I wanted to fit a...
You have quite a few.
Yeah, I know. Should we push this?
It's so responsive. I love it. So easy to change them around. Oh, another spread. So you're grabbing the text from there, plopping it into there.
Mm-hmm. There.
Oh my gosh, Rob is in the chat dropping cat puns left and right, cracking Anita up. He says, I'll be here all week. Will you be here all week, Rob? Hanging out with us?
I'm gonna be fun of this.
It's amazing.
Politics.
Did you make that up, Rob? That's pretty good.
Yeah, I think Rob is in the wrong field.
Uh-huh. A comedian before his time.
Okay. So I think this is kind of more than I wanted to do today. So if you guys have any questions, graphic design or otherwise, I would love to answer them.
Cool. Jackie has one right on time. Thanks, Jackie. How is the zine printed? Can you walk through the whole process of finding someone to print it? Blah, blah, blah.
So what I usually do is I actually print it at home because I have a nice printer.
Yeah.
I have the Epson Artisan 1430, which is a pretty cool printer. It uses more colors than a lot of the digital ones outside.
Right.
So I would print it at home. I also have a lot of mock paper at home.
You just love feeling it.
I know,
when you're
right?
sleeping.
Like,
It's like, my precious paper.
No, I swear. I mean, here I mean, obviously this is not done, and this is like very quick design. But it looks a little bit flat on the screen, right?
Right.
But as soon as you print it on like really high quality paper, especially paper that has a certain texture, then it feels extremely different. So that's why paper is, like, your choice of paper is very, very important.
Gotcha.
How is the zine printed? Well, if you want to go somewhere, I guess you would have to talk to them. First, decide what kind of printing that you want. There are so many different kinds. For example, you can do Riso printing.
Yeah.
And that's actually very cool. I wanted to print one of my stuff Riso before, but it was like too thick for that.
Oh, okay.
Because for Riso, every single page, and if you have two colors on the page, then every page twice has to, like, they have to create like a mold for it.
Oh, okay.
So that's a lot of work.
I thought Riso was like easier, but it seems like it's kind of a lot of work. You have to make a mold for it.
Yeah.
Every single color.
I mean, and it's also cheaper and it's much cooler, but it has to be like for a very small zine.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So how would you go about like exporting this to be printed?
Sure. So what you would do is go to File, Print Booklet.
Oh.
And then over here in the print settings, you will have to like set up the paper size and whether you want it to be vertical, horizontal, you want it in the upper left, I don't know, center of the page, what kind of marks and bleeds you want. And if you say okay, then you can go to preview and it shows you see what I was talking about before, like page 1 prints with page 20.
Yeah.
And so it collates them for you in a way that the pagination is...
Oh, that's helpful.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you get to see. So right now, because I didn't say I didn't say the correct number, the size of page, so that it's showing that my design is much bigger than the thing.
Bleed right off the edge.
Yeah, but then this is how you would do it. Then you would click print, and every time it prints spread, you will have to like change flip the page for it to print the other spread, and so on and so forth.
Wow, it's so manual.
Yeah.
You have to really be thinking. Man, that's cool. Have you printed any zines yourself before?
Yeah.
Wow. What topics?
Actually, if you go to my Behance, everything on my Behance is things I printed myself.
Whoa, so this too?
Yeah, this too.
All right, I'll look at that.
So this is around like, I think, over 80 pages.
Yeah, it's thick.
And I had to do it spread by spread.
Yeah, I was thinking when I was looking at this project, like, how did they set up this to send to a printer? Like, this must be some sort of specialty printer. It was you.
Yeah.
You were the printer.
I was the printer.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about this project a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So this is actually my thesis project. And it's actually one of the, like, so many elements that I had to do. So my project was called STET. And STET is an editor lingo. It's like a note they would leave in the, forgot the words. You know, when you design and then you give to the editor and then they
like mark it up with red.
So STET means leave as it is, don't change.
Oh, that's a nice review.
Yeah. And so I went with that name because my entire project was about the relationship between the editor, or in this case the author, and the printer. I just felt like a lot of publishing houses were not giving design the importance that it needs when talking to authors and printing their books.
Yeah.
They feel like the content is everything, but that's not true, because the book at the end of the day is an object.
Yep.
It's a 3D object. It exists in space. And so you have to have like so much consideration for like paper, textures, colors, design, margins, everything. But so many of these books were like one size fits all.
Yeah.
And my entire project is trying to address that, and also the fact that right now we have a very short attention span. And so the way, I think the way that books are designed right now, I mean, the traditional shape of the book has not changed in like over hundreds of years.
Yeah.
But we changed, and our reading habits have changed. They've become non-linear instead of linear. And so I feel like it's time for the book and how it functions to be updated.
Yeah.
And so instead of like blocks after blocks of text, maybe it's like a non-linear reading, you know, like fragmented reading,
Right.
kind of like the internet.
Huh.
Yeah.
So is that what these little inserts kind of represent? Like
Yeah.
the fragments?
And this magazine, I actually collaborated with a lot of other designers from Behance.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and so all the work that's here is actually not my work. Most of it is not my work. It's those people's work, and these people are trying to do something similar to what I'm doing. So I wanted to like celebrate and share their work
Gotcha.
with the world.
So this is like an anthology of a lot of different work coming together.
Like a compilation.
Yeah, definitely. So who did the authors write like the info on each of the designs, or did you come up with your thoughts and share them?
So I actually asked for the copy and the images. Yeah.
I like these colors. So good. Cool.
So yeah, and there are some articles in there that I conducted with some designers talking about the future of print and what do they think about the current design of books, stuff like that, and really amazing upcoming books that if you would like to check out and stuff like that. So it's very like design centric.
Right. So do you feel like you have the power to make these kind of new and innovative design choices with your current position as a book designer? Like, I'm sure there are certain things you need to stay within, but you have a little bit of power to lay things out the way you need to.
Not as much as I would like to.
Yeah.
I think Paul Rand once said that people are more used to bad design than good design.
Oh, yeah. Right.
So there's a lot of barriers that we need to break in order to like be like, no, look, this works more and this is why, you know?
Right. People don't want to go outside the mold because no one else is, and they're so worried about their work being successful. Wow. Claude wants to know, is STET a program to print a book? Oh, no. So STET is the collaboration or compilation that Alma worked on. Claude says, I'm really frustrated from the publisher. I need to design my books better. Do you have any advice for a publisher giving you pushback on designing your book?
Well, what I did is I went ahead and redesigned one of the books that I was very interested in, but it was taking me like months and months and years to read because I just couldn't go through it. So I redesigned 2 different versions of it myself. So if you would like any advice, please send me a message on Behance and we can talk about it. Maybe I can help you designing it as well.
Hey, that's great. Claude, you should definitely do that.
Yeah.
So what was the book that you couldn't finish?
It's called Subliminal, How Your... It's somewhere there at the bottom. How your unconscious thoughts rule your behavior, something like that.
Oh. Scroll. This is a big book.
Yeah, and so this is the book.
Subliminal and the experimental version. So this is what you did.
So I did 2 versions. One version was aimed at non-designers, and in that version I've extracted like the main ideas from the book, and it starts with like really big type and it goes smaller as you get to the like main copy.
Okay.
And so there's a lot of like back and forth in the book, and it's not just like going forward.
Right.
And the designer version was actually more fragmented, like I was talking about. So I divided the content into categories like main ideas, quotes, stories.
I see here.
Yeah. So it's very fragmented reading. There's no continuous anything. Like
wow.
the longest reading would be, I think, a page and a half.
Whoa. That seems like, as someone who loves reading, like, long books, I'm like, I don't want it to be fragmented. But I guess I'm old school.
Then you're probably not my audience.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
There you go. So is this the version for designers?
Mm-hmm.
And then this is the one for normal
Non-designers.
people, non-designers. There we go. Cool. Let's look into another project that you feel strongly about. I'd like to hear about your process.
Sure. We can talk about damaged goods.
Cool.
So that was a school project as well, and we had to pick a director and create a hypothetical film festival for that director.
Cool.
And we had to like create a lot of like different elements,
Right.
starting from the name of the festival. And so I chose PTA, Paul Thomas Anderson.
Uh-huh.
Had to find a common thread between all of his movies. And I called the festival Damaged Goods.
Yeah.
Because I realized that in all his movies, the characters are always characters that are looking for family because their real family let them down or kicked them out or something. And they're kind of damaged people. They're looking for family outside of their blood circle and just trying to feel connected to something, you know?
Gotcha. That kind of tear is definitely seen here.
So I had to design DVDs, catalog, tickets, schedule,
Wow.
business cards and stuff.
This is so cool. I wish this was real.
And this is a soundtrack for the movies. It was actually, this and the Stet are my favorite projects
Okay.
ever.
Cool. You just feel connected to them?
Yeah, and I've like really enjoyed working on them. And
Wow. And tell me about your mock-up or your photography process, because these are not just templates you downloaded
yeah,
off the internet.
So for these, I actually had to hire a professional photographer and work with him on the composition and everything.
Wow.
Because as you can see, like a lot of stuff is like really hard to mock up.
Wow. But you designed all of these little pieces of collateral and it goes together to make one big thing. Wow. Jackie says, amazing work.
Thank you.
I agree. And you said this was also a school project.
Yeah.
So your favorite stuff has been what you've done for school so far.
Yeah. I worked at a magazine before coming here for MFA. But that was like I don't know, maybe 6 years ago.
Right.
So it was in the past.
Yeah. Here learning more. And it seems like your program at school really pushed you to explore
Yeah, definitely.
more deeper design ideas. Tom says, I love the stamp that you added. Yeah, the damaged goods stamp. So is that real? Did you really make this? That's awesome. I love that. I'm a stamp fiend for sure. Roberto says, cool. Tom wants you to wipe the record clean. Yeah, it was a little dusty. That kind of goes with the aesthetic.
Exactly. Damaged goods.
Yeah, nice. And chat, you will see below us that the timer is at about 7 minutes for your submissions for the challenge. So I'm going to just show you the challenge page real quick to get you inspired to submit your work. We've got, let's see, 7 submissions so far. So if you'd like Alma to give you some feedback, some critiques on your work, we'll be doing that in about 7 minutes. And until then, please keep asking your questions. Alma has some really awesome projects on Behance. I was interested in this burping on a flight antacid chews. What is this? It's so specific.
This was kind of a strange project because you had to create a timeline, but the timeline had to be an object. So not just like an illustration or like a flat design.
Right.
And you would have to take something from the real world and then integrate your timeline into it.
Okay.
And so I don't know if there are other pictures that show you. Oh yeah. So it shows you like the number of times that like you get anxious or like there are so many different.
Okay, let's see if we can see another picture. Whoa.
So I think like how many announcements were made, how many times they served food, how many times you used the bathroom.
Yeah. Oh, here it is. Zoom in. Seatbelt sign on, turbulence, captain announcement, child crying. And then which one is the one where it shows how often you take? Oh, here. So this little dot took quite a few. Quite a few antacids, Emma. Cool. I can't even imagine what, like if someone tasked me to make a timeline that was a physical object, I would just be like, what? How did this idea come to you? Is this personal experience?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah?
It is. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah,
this was
so
a
long
couple
ago.
of years ago. Yeah, but yeah, I get heartburn on a plane.
Yeah.
And obviously, when I get nervous as
Right.
well. So yeah, I thought this made sense. Something that I can relate to.
Totally. Not being able to resist fried chicken or any kind of fried or spicy food, especially when feeling stressed.
It's so funny. I'm kind of vegetarian now.
Yeah, so you're like, gotta avoid it. Look how this is out. Up and up. Emma won't stop burping on a flight. This is so funny. What the heck? So chat, if you had to make a timeline and it was a physical object, what would you do? Because your girl can't think of anything. Such a strange project. Ahmed says, how did you choose the elements? Is it up to you?
Are you talking about the film festival?
Oh yeah, Ahmed, are you talking about the burping on a flight or the film festival that was designed? Let us know.
If it was for the film festival, there was actually a list of like different options, and some of them were mandatory, some of them you could pick. But overall, I think you had to have at least 7 different things.
Whoa.
Yeah, and so.
Okay. And did you also, like, is this also part of it, or is that kind of secondary?
So this is where the poster goes, the film poster, and this is a container that houses all these different elements together.
And do we see the film posters? Is this it?
Yeah, this is it.
Cool. What kind of paper is this? Do you know? It seems very specific.
These are actually textures.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's printed on top of the paper. Okay, he was talking about the film festival. Cool. So is there a reason why you picked the specific ones that you did? You just felt like it created a cohesive film festival?
I think each person ends up picking things that they're more interested in working on. For me, as you can tell, it's editorial.
Yeah.
For other people, it was products because they really like working with different materials, you know, so like plastic or wood or stuff like that.
I never even thought of that. Cool. You could even design like the trophy that you win, or like the award that you win at the film festival. That's cool.
Yeah. You can design anything as long as it makes sense, and you, like, because people, the hypothetical people will end up buying it at the festival. So it has to be used for something.
Gotcha. Ahmed says, it's great, good work.
Thank you.
Or good luck. Thanks, Ahmed, that's really nice. In chat, we've got about 2 minutes to get those submissions in, so get those uploaded. I can't stress it enough, this is the last stream of the day, so our challenge will be changing tomorrow. So this is the last time for you to upload your work to be considered to win a free year of Creative Cloud at the end of the day. And I wanted to ask you, besides STET and besides damaged goods, which one of your projects here was the most difficult for you? It challenged you in some way.
I think it might have been the connections one. Yeah, this one.
Okay, do tell.
Because you have to either create your own conference, I think it was the design conference, or you have to redesign an existing conference. And so to come up with a visual that like fits all these different things, and it was something that I don't think I've really worked with like ever before, because you had to use like signage and
wayfinding.
Yeah, wayfinding and like tickets and lanyards and all these things. And of course the digital versions.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's tough. So that's just not really like your specialty. It's kind of difficult.
I think maybe it's because I haven't done it before that it was a little bit hard to get to the concept and visual.
Yeah. And are you mostly focusing on print design, or do you ever do design for web?
I prefer print. I do everything, but my preference is print.
Gotcha.
And I feel like it's also my strength.
Yeah. How is it different? Is it just like what's possible, or?
It's very different. It's, well, there are some technical differences, like for example, some typefaces, the sizes, the colors. And also I think the whole like mentality of like how you function on the web, it's very different from
That's
how
true.
you do it in print. So you have to like switch something in your brain, you know,
Yeah.
when you go back and forth.
Right. There's like a user on the other end of web. I guess there's a user on the other end of print as well, but it is different. Totally. So our timer has run out. Chat, I hope that you have submitted your work for the challenge. I'm going to go over here, refresh, and make sure all of the work is loaded. And then we have like a good chunk of time to kind of go through all these submissions and give some feedback.
Okay.
Sound good? How do you feel about critiquing work? Is it something you'd like to do?
I love critiquing.
Let's do it. Let's dig in.
I think I should be a teacher.
I think you should too. You're a great teacher. So again, to remind you, we challenged you to make a business card. It's an awesome design challenge where there's a lot of information that's kind of equally important. So how do you share it in a visually pleasing way? This is by Manuel Moreta. And zoom in. Seems like almost like a logo. Communication designer, and the info. What do you think?
I think the type is not quite there yet because the hierarchy is not very clear.
Okay.
Always think about hierarchy and contrast when you're working with things like this. So for example, size, colors, what do you want to pop first? What do you want to pop second, you know? So right now, the only things that are popping are the name and the yellow thing at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Which I don't think necessarily is what you want, like not the most important thing.
Right.
And the spaces are also a little bit too tight.
Okay.
And I think some information separation would actually work in this case.
Right. Yeah, I think that you've totally hit the nail on the head with the hierarchy comment. There's a lot of different typefaces. Some of them are bold, some of them are italic. They're all in different colors. So I think Manuel has a good eye for design. Like this is not unpleasing to the eye, but maybe just really paring down how you want to communicate what you're communicating. And let's compare the front to the back. Do you prefer one over the other, design-wise?
I think the back is more interesting, definitely.
This one? Or this one?
This one, yeah.
Okay. Because I think of that as the front, because it has like the
You do?
image.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I don't know. Manuel, are you in the chat? Let us know which one is front, which one is back. But I agree, it has a very strong graphic, which I like.
Is this something that you illustrated yourself? Let us know.
Yeah, pretty cool. What do you think about the hierarchy on this side?
It's definitely much better than the one before because I see the illustration first and then I see his name.
And then you see what he is. Cool. I think this texture is a nice mesh with like this almost technical invention drawing, blueprint drawing. It's nice. It has a very antique feel. And this overprinting is a nice mix with kind of the overprinting here. Nice repetition of style and here. So cool. Nice job, Manuel. Thank you so much for submitting. Really cool illustration. All right, this is Viba. Miss Izzy's Nail Saloon and Spa. Maybe it was supposed to be salon, but I like saloon.
Saloon.
Cool. Then it would be the nail artist's name, phone number, mobile, services, and addresses.
Definitely more hierarchy here.
Okay. Where do you see it being an issue? Or did you say this has more hierarchy?
Yeah, it has more hierarchy.
Cool. Yeah. How do you see it?
So it's pretty organized. There are enough spaces between the information. I would say though that maybe choose what's less important and try to make it a little bit smaller. Because right now everything is the same size. And like again, think about what you want the person to see first, second, and third.
Right.
But
Nice.
it's clean, it's simple, and that's always like a good thing.
Yeah. I personally think this is pretty cool. The little nail polish is integrated into the actual word. Nice. And then over here, you said maybe something should be smaller. Do you have any tips on which ones? Like what's the most important, and then what could they scale down a little bit in size?
In certain cases, it's more of a personal choice, I would say. But I think maybe I'm thinking from like a customer point of view, maybe the phone number and the address are more important.
Okay.
And also you have service A, service B, service C. I don't know, is that something important to have on the business card?
I don't know. Maybe for this specific kind of business, like they do manicures and pedicures and eyebrow waxing or something.
Okay.
So that might, I'm not sure. I'm not in this esthetician kind of world. But I think you're right. There is certain info that is more important. I think definitely contact info is key. And what do you think about the color palette?
It's simple and nice, and it reflects the place, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I would say the lines where the information is are a little bit too thick, and they're popping out. Maybe try to bring that more into the background, since
Right.
it's just separation elements.
Yeah, they seem a little bit heavy, or maybe not unnecessary, but they don't need to take the place that they're taking in the hierarchy. Your eye will kind of use them naturally. Yeah, I agree. And what do you think about this typeface paired with this kind of script?
I think it works because this typeface is like a basic, clean, legible typeface, which is something that works in such a situation.
Right.
Because it's not like you've already given it character with the logo. You don't need to do that again with the thing.
That's true.
And always remember that a business card is like a very small space, so you don't want to put a lot of information or a lot of like design decisions there.
Right. Yeah. Make it easy. Easy to digest. Awesome. So this was by Vibba, and our chat just disappeared. See you later, chat. So this is by Esther, and Esther has 2 submissions. Let's see. Esther, let us know if there's one specific one that you would like us to look at. I'm going to pop over to the chat to see if it's specific. Nope. Okay, Esther, let us know. And we will look at it. But maybe we can look at both for now. We'll look at the newer one first. So Esther is one of our dear Adobe Live friends, and she is a graphic designer, and she's kind of coined E&F Graphic Innovations as her like business name. So that's that. Then her name and some more info. What do we think?
Nice and simple. Again, some hierarchy decisions to be remade.
Okay.
Because the name is too big, but above the name you also have kind of a logo that has 2 elements.
Right.
And they're both really big as well. So what is it that's more important to you? Do you want your name to come first or the logo?
Yeah. So are you calling this the logo? Gotcha.
I think she's using it as a logo, right?
Yeah, I think so. So what do you think is more important, the logo or the name?
I feel like it might be the logo because she created a name for herself, like Graphic Innovations.
Yeah.
So she might want to go with that first.
Cool. Yeah, and I imagine actually getting a business card with text that is this big might look kind of big in person. It'd be important to print out a tester, make sure it looks good. And then I noticed that there's some different kerning here versus anywhere else, and even the leading is a little bit more open here. What do you think?
I don't mind the lettering because she's trying, I guess, to separate the information. Just maybe try to make it a little bit clearer, so it doesn't seem like a mistake.
Gotcha.
But the kerning, I would say, is unnecessary in this case.
Gotcha.
Like again, less is more, especially in such a small design platform.
Yeah, I agree. And I think maybe the last thing I'm noticing is that there are 3 different typefaces. And wondering if we can like glue that together a little bit better, and if the 3 are necessary, and if you really like the logo, maybe you need to use like the lighter version of this for the rest of your copy. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I completely agree. I personally wouldn't use more than 1 typeface, like max 2 typefaces on a business card.
Yeah, and is that including like the different weights of the same typeface? Or would you just use the same weight for everything?
It depends, but I would try to minimalize as much as possible.
Cool. So Esther, I think a really good like next move for you would be to actually print it out, see how the sizing is, and try and pare down things a little bit. Awesome. And I think her first version was pretty similar. Do you have a preference for this one versus this one?
I think what I like in the first one is that the color is only used once. But then like the first one is a little bit more uniform because the text at the top and the bottom is the same color.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's true. I feel like for this one, the top half almost feels like a totally different business card than the bottom. So that is a good point. Nice. Esther, let us know if you have any questions. All right, this is by Anita Lima, proofreading and copy editing. Editing. And here's the info, very small down here. Cool, it feels very official. Very serious copy editor.
it looks like a business card within a business card.
I know it does. Inception.
Wow. So that's something that a lot of people use, and I don't know why, but I personally, I find it very confusing and unnecessary when you're already using capital and then you make one of them bigger than the other.
Right. Yeah.
Unless you're going for a logo, which this looks more like a, what's the word? It's more like a word than a logo, then I would say don't do that.
Mm-hmm. Right. Like if you wanted to actually act as more of an, almost like an image, like a word mark, maybe. But yeah, I agree. This, and her name is Anita Lima, but this kind of sounds like some megacorp, like Anita Lima, the megacorp of proofreading and copy editing, because it's like one word, it seems like. Mm-hmm. What do you think about this specific typeface mixed with this one?
I think it's a little bit too detailed for a business card. This
okay.
is more of a display typeface, and I think it's more appropriate to use it in like bigger formats, or and especially because it seems like, I mean, it has a lot of psychological associations with it, so it seems like it's from a certain era or like trying to say something specific. So unless you feel like you have a concept behind it, I would use something more simple.
Gotcha. Nice. But I think this choice of a dark background and a light copy is really interesting. You don't see it all the time.
I agree.
Nice job, Anita. And I'm wondering, are you really a proofreader and copy editor? Is that what you do? That's pretty cool. All right, here's just a little guy. This is Giovanna's Gazette. Cool, and this is by Patricia. And Trisha, if you are in chat, what is this for? Is it like a sewing magazine or a knitting magazine? It's very simple.
Yeah, it's very vague.
Yeah, so if you're in chat, please let us know. But vagueness or vaguity aside, what do you think of just the design elements in general?
I think it looks more like a blog than it does a business card.
Yeah, that's true.
And everything, like, there's a picture, there's a logo, and they're both the same size. And then there's this word that's, like, very, very close to the edge. That's not really saying much.
Right. So maybe it'd be helpful if there was another side where we could have a little more information. And I'm going to refresh it just in case there is another side. Not that I see. Okay, so we need some more information, I think, Patricia. But I think just this little mark, like as a logo, is pretty cute. And if you do something knitting related, I think it meshes well with that.
I mean, you can choose either to go with the logo or with the picture. And maybe if you want them both, then put one on each side.
Yeah.
But together, it's just too much.
Right. Definitely. Cool. And what do you think about this typeface mixed with this like nice little script guy?
This typeface is a little bit too rigid, I would say.
A little serious.
And a little bit, I think it's condensed, or it looks condensed.
Okay.
Which doesn't really reflect what she's trying to... It doesn't reflect the product, I guess.
Right. Cool, so maybe something a little rounder, more friendly, because this is all feeling very friendly. Literally round, bright colors, warm and cozy. Cool, so let us see another side of it, Patricia. And this is by,
Anita replied.
Oh, cool, so let's go back to her design. Proofreading and copy editing speak for themselves. It's Trajan Couleur, and I deal with academia, so it is serious. Gotcha, so it kind of has this academic, collegiate feel. Or not even collegiate, like philosophical.
There are like so many ways to portray a certain thing without having to... I just think this typeface is a little bit too heavy for such a small space, especially that you might not really be able to see all the details.
That's true. Yeah, because it does have a little shadow, some embossing, beveling. So yeah, it might be better for a larger media. But keep that serious vibe, because that's what you're definitely trying to go for. Alrighty, we got two more. This is by Ashi, and I believe Ashi submitted earlier. So I'm going to actually pull up the first version and we can compare it to the second one. So this was the original by Ashi. And then this was actually the second version. We've seen 3 versions. And then this is the third and final option. What do you think?
I think I prefer this version
the
one? Most.
I love this.
So what is it? Candles? Luxury candles?
Yeah, fragranced luxury candles.
It looks like a hotel card.
It does, or like a spa. Yeah. I'm noticing a little bit of like logo slap here, where it's the same shape being used multiple times, which is okay if this is like your little icon. But like, so you have this here. Maybe you don't need it right here. Maybe this can just work as its word mark, and then you can use it in a nuanced way here as like this larger abstract shape.
And I would also say that in the back where the logo mark is in a rectangle, if you're talking about candles, I think it would be nicer to use something a little bit more organic.
Yeah, so maybe not a rectangle? Gotcha. Yeah, you don't really see this kind of rigid shape anywhere else in the branding. I guess, I don't know.
Even the typeface is a little bit round.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's got the capped ends. And what do you think about this info right here?
Too much kerning on the number. But I think if maybe you get rid of the logo outline, then it would be more than enough. And maybe close the logo with the information a little bit together.
Yeah. Definitely. I think I get what you're going for. You want it to be like a block of information here.
Like you want them to be far enough that, oh, I can tell these are different kinds of information, but at the same time not too far that they look like they're disconnected.
Right. Yeah, but I do really like this vertical layout. I don't think we've seen much of that today, so that's pretty cool. Nice job. This was by Ashi. And then we have people responding in the chat. Patricia, who worked on the knitting one. We'll scroll all the way back up. Thanks, my upload on the backside did not happen. I put a link to it in my Behance profile. Sorry about that. No worries, Patricia. Thank you for posting it in your Behance. So everyone go check out Patricia's portfolio by just clicking on her little icon. It'll take you right there. Nice. Yeah, no problem, Anita. Thanks for taking our feedback. All right, and we have one more to look at, and then we'll close out the segment for the day. It's by Ahmed. What do we think?
What kind of designer are you? Because I see that the shapes are 3D.
Yeah, Ahmed, are you a 3D kind of guy?
Other than that, I would say that the elements kind of look a little bit disconnected from each other, so maybe try tightening them up a little bit. Maybe instead of like 2 circles and then 2 triangles, maybe a circle and a triangle closer to the name. But I would say that the black is a little bit too heavy.
Here or just in general?
In general, and it's making the bottom hard to read.
Yeah, definitely.
And try not to go for italics when giving such information, because italics are actually not that easy to read.
Right.
And so if it's not like a name of a book in a like a full text or something that requires italics, I would say maybe like try to stay away from it.
Yeah, like try to avoid just using it as a stylistic kind of thing. Nice. I kind of like the combo of this kind of goldish mustard with this almost charcoal, but I do agree that this is pretty difficult to read and that the hierarchy here is confusing to me. These are the same size. This is what it is. So we can kind of maybe push and pull things a little bit more. But nice job. I think it's pretty innovative. This is a creative use of shape and color. So thanks everyone for submitting. That is really brave of you, first of all, to put yourself out there. We've had a lot of awesome submissions all day, and today we're going to be considering all of the submissions from all day, and one person will go home with a free year of Creative Cloud. So that is awesome. We will message you at the end of the day to let you know if you have won. And then, Alma, you'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. So what are you going to be working on tomorrow? And maybe we can look over what you've done today so far. Yeah, Voodoo Val, woohoo! It's okay.
So I've worked on a couple of spreads. I think I might revisit this.
Yeah, I could use some love.
Tomorrow, yeah. And just try to finish another chunk of the zine.
Cool. And so we're just going to be working on more spreads? Nice. I'm excited to see what the title, the front page looks like.
That's usually something I do at the very end.
I'm excited. That's like the first thing that you see, but it's the last thing that you work on. Bruno says, thanks for sharing all of this.
Thanks
for
so
being
much.
here. Yeah. So Alma, what's the best way for people who are just tuning in to get a hold of you when the stream is over?
Behance, I would say.
Behance. So You're going to check out Alma-K on Behance. There it is. You can go to the info tab at be.net/live at the top of the chat pod and click the profile picture. That should take you right here. And if you need to message or anything, you can do that easily. So we will be back tomorrow starting at 9 a.m. with Sunny and Christine working on more beautiful editorial design. Until then, we're going to let you go, but don't forget to come back. You can learn more about the 600 plus typefaces that are now available on Typekit from Monotype tomorrow, and also learn more about the new features coming to InDesign and Illustrator with over 9,000 new fonts. So stay tuned for that. Thank you, everyone. See you tomorrow.
Thank you. Bye.
Don't stop.